This is Justin Case of American Newscape, joining our friend and mentor Joyce Rockwood, sharing how you know if you need a health coach on your path to overall vitality. Greetings, Joyce. Welcome back to American Newscape.
Greetings. Looking good today.
Yes, you are.
Can you hear me?
I,
Testing, is this thing on?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Okay. Now, Joyce, there's so much talk and chatter about vitality and health, but oftentimes people struggle with attaining that. Please share some tips we might want to consider on our journey to a better place.
This is something that's super topical lately. I was actually speaking with a woman the other day, and she's dealing with irregularity in gas. And some of the other things that I often find people struggle with are sleep, their digestion. A lot of people dealing with a lot of anxious feelings, hopelessness right now with everything going on. So, if you're listening to this and you're dealing with your own health issues and they've been ongoing and you feel like you're trying a multitude of different things, but you're just not getting the results you want, then it might be time to consider some outside resources. So before you might even get to the point of looking, the way in which you know that you might need a help is if you've tried a number of things and they're just not giving you the results that you want. And, if you're someone who sits up late at night or getting ready for bed and you're thinking to yourself, if I could just, right? If I could just heal this one thing, then where would it bring you? So what I want to do is I want to outline a few things that you can consider and maybe even take some notes while I'm talking today so that you can start to feel like you have a framework for whether or not you might need a health coach and how you know if you do. The first thing I want to say is that I understand what it's like to struggle, first of all. And being someone who struggled for almost a decade with my own weight, with my own skin issues, and my immunity, I had a herniated disc in my neck. I wasn't even like 25 at the time. And I healed all those things in my body naturally without surgery, meds, or injections. Okay. And if I knew now what I knew then, and if I knew even when I was younger what I know now, I could have been a source of help for my father who struggled for over 20 years with severe manic depression. I watched that for a long time. And, I know that a lot of people dealing with mental health issues are struggling even more so right now. And it's my absolute mission on this planet to show you that this is something that you don't have to figure out on your own. So the first thing I want to say is before you ever reach out to a health coach, make some notes on what your current struggles are. What are you experiencing in your body? What does your pain look like? What does it feel like? What are your thoughts? What are the things that are, holding you back when you wake up in the morning? Right. So that's the first thing. Just take some notes on what your struggles are. The second thing is, how are these struggles affecting your life? Your quality of life, what are they getting in the way of for you that you want to do, but you can't do? What would you love to spend more time doing if you weren't so bogged down by, your pain, your discomfort? I'm working with a woman right now who was in my recent essential oils group study. And in that, we have you focus on one health track. It's either digestion, stress, sleep, or discomfort. And she was actually dealing with all of them. So I said, well, what's the one thing that's causing you the most disturbance in your life right now? And for her, it was digestion. Okay, so how are these things affecting your life? What are they getting in the way of that you want to spend more time doing? That's the second thing I would start making notes on. Okay. And then the third thing I would say is, how would you describe the way those struggles made you feel or are making you feel? Right? Do you feel lost? Do you feel hopeless? Do you feel sad? Do you feel overwhelmed? Overwhelm is a very common word that comes up when I do my breakthrough calls with potential clients. Okay. So, if that's how you're feeling, I can completely relate. And I actually have a step-by-step process to shift you into a whole new way of being. So that would be, the other part of that I would also say is, you know, as I was saying earlier, like when you're sitting in bed at night and you're getting ready to go to sleep and you're thinking like, if I could just fix X so that I could PDQ, right? Fill in the blank, right? If I could just fix this issue with my digestion so I wasn't so embarrassed about feeling bloated and being so gassy all the time. If I could just, get rid of the pain, the chronic pain in my neck and in my hands and in my back, I would be able to show up with a smile and excite and create more motivation for the people that I'm designed and born to lead in this life, right? Whatever those things are that are holding you back, really get clear on what they are. And then I would also say the fourth thing would be like, if you find yourself convincing yourself that you need to take better specific care of your health issue, and then you start talking yourself out of it. I mean, how many times have you said, okay, this is the week, or today's the day. I don't drink that cup of coffee, or I drink not 6 cups and I drink 3 or 4. And then you talk yourself out of it, like, oh, it's not a big deal. I'll just start that tomorrow. We call that procrastination. Can you relate to that?
Well, of course. Mañana never comes, does it?
Mañana never comes. And, I remember back in the day when I was first learning about how to address my personal health issues with my weight and whatnot. And weight doesn't sound like a real life-threatening thing. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, so what? You lost like 15 or 20 pounds? Big deal, Joyce. I met a woman recently who lost like 120. But the point is, if I didn't take care of that issue then, it's only going to get worse over time, right? Another year goes by and there's another 5. And then another year and it's another 5. And before you know it, you're 30 or 40 pounds overweight. So if you are literally having that conversation in your head where you're convincing yourself you need to start, and then you convince yourself that it's no big deal that you don't, time for a health coach. Okay. The fifth thing I want to share is, do you just sit around saying like, oh, if I could just find someone who would just tell me what to eat and when to eat it so I could feel better already, I would just follow whatever they had to say. I'm so at my wit's end with this already. I just want direction. I just want a step-by-step process that works. I'm sick and tired of, being told that I can buy this plan and, lose 7 pounds in 7 days. And the truth is, it's like not one size fits all when it comes to detoxifying your body and learning how to nourish yourself. And if you're just like, I wish there were some simple answers to get to the root cause of my issue. I'm so sick and tired and just done with trying to figure this out on my own. That's a real clear sign that you could benefit tremendously from having a health coach in your corner and really guiding you based on your history and achieve versus what their personal goals are for you. It's all about you when we work together, right? So there is a way to make your pains go away. And I've been doing that for the last 25 years with really unique individuals, whether, you're in your mid 30s and you are a stay-at-home mom, or you are a, mission-driven entrepreneur who finds yourself in front of thousands of people on stage, but you have to talk yourself into being able to give your presentation because your gut is turning in circles and you don't feel well and you had to force yourself out of that bed, anywhere in between, right? Men, women, if you've never had a vegetable juice, or if you're juicing all the time, but you're still not getting the health results that you want, I can work with you. And, if you listen to someone speak on a certain topic and they're really speaking into your pain and suffering, and you're connecting with what they're saying, and they have a philosophy and a personality that resonates with you, and you feel like, I want what they have. I want what they have. Then maybe that's the ideal person for you. And the truth is, you really want to make sure that there's someone who can solve your specific problem. So ask questions, follow them on social media, see what they're up to, see what their message is all about. But more important than their message, make sure that their message is their mission. All right. And, do they make you want to work with them? And if you're feeling that compulsion and that draw, then you should be reaching out and seeing exactly what it is that they can do for you and how they can support you best.
Let me add a few things to that, Joyce. First, you are a lot more than just a coach. You're more of a mentor. And the reason we say mentors is mentors show us the path. They don't just tell us what to do. They show us the path. They help build that skill for us. My background of athletics, I probably had 60 people that called themselves coaches. A lot of them paid to call themselves coaches. But in my assessment, now that I'm an adult, only 3 of them were called coach by me because only 3 of them deserved that. Um, and that idea is not that those other so-called coaches weren't coaches in another place. But see, that was the emotional, that was the intellectual, that was the spiritual fit. Those coaches had my buy-in, and that's why they deserve to be called coach. And that's what I would recommend to people. And just don't, because somebody hangs a shingle on a door or a website, don't just be the grouper that gets caught on the hook. Do some investigation, talk to them, find that fit, find that person you want to work with. And that's if Joyce was teaching me how to hit curveballs, I have enough confidence in her to call her coach because she has that ability to communicate. And that's, I just can't stress that enough. Find that emotional fit, find that person that will stay with you. And it's not just being told what to do. It's about being mentored. It's about being taken through the process. And there's so few people out there that don't just hit and run. And I sincerely believe, as I've talked about it before, Joyce is that type of person. We talk about, she pushed me towards essential oils till I was tired of hearing it, and I eventually did it. And now the orange oil that I sleep with in the diffuser at night, it helps me sleep. I wake up in a better mood, and it's very, very calming. So that whole struggle about trying to get to sleep has been dramatically changed, and I'm sleeping better in the night. So I probably look better when I wake up in the morning with that sleep.
You do today. You look
Yeah,
fabulous.
yeah, exactly. All right, Joyce, enough from me. What are our next best steps?
I want to say before I share that real quickly is a great health coach is someone who's going to take a stand for you.
Yes.
However, they can't want your health and the results that you want to get. They can't want that more than you. You have to really be able to show up ready, willing, and able to take a stand for yourself first. But I will always take a stand for the individuals that I welcome into one of my programs because I truly believe that you were not meant to suffer. And there's certainly light at the end of the tunnel. And I am really committed and I'm really passionate about showing you how to get there. So for next steps, before I burst into tears, for next steps, what I want to let you know is that if you are curious to learn more about what it might be like to work with me before really working with me, I have the next round of essential oils group studies starting on March 7th. It goes through the 13th, and this is a no-cost adventure of working with essential oils for one specific health goal. You get to have customized private coaching outside of a private Facebook group that is set up for those individuals who are ready and willing to learn more about natural solutions for their health in the absence of unwanted side effects. And I can't think of a more empowering tool that you should have at your side. The truth is, essential oils are not magic wands. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that they are a profound, often overlooked tool in the process of helping you get to where you want to go. And I worked without them for a long time, and my biggest regret is not starting sooner. So right below the video in the See More section, you've got an opportunity to click the link and apply. I can only accept 10 participants because I do a lot of, private support in this, and it's something that I'm doing outside of my private clients. So go ahead. What are you waiting for? If not now, when? You get to pick either digestion, stress, sleep, or discomfort, and you get some customized essential oils samples. I will reach out to you personally, and we'll have a quick little chat so I can approve your application, and then I'll share next steps. And it would be my absolute honor to show you how easy this process can be, and you don't have to figure this out on your own.
Joyce, you brought up your private clients. What is the diversity of them? I mean, you have men, you have women, you have... What
Yeah.
else?
So, I often work, I would say I often work with, busy professionals, men and women, and mission-driven entrepreneurs and parents as well, busy parents. And it's not just women. A lot of times people think that I only work with women, but the truth of the matter is, if you are struggling in any one of the areas of your health that we've talked about today, and you're ready and willing to do something about it, and you're open to working with perhaps like a plant-based approach where you have a step-by-step plan for what to eat and how to eat it and how to really nourish your body so that you can also detoxify the old, then you're an ideal fit for one of my programs. That's the honest truth. I work best with people who are ready, willing, and able to take care of themselves because they know that they deserve to live a much more vibrant life.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Joyce. This has been Justin Case and Joyce Rockwood sharing when to consider partnering with a health coach. Thanks for joining us. Remember, free gifts, additional information, and links are provided in this video's Read More. Please be sure to subscribe to this channel to stay connected, and please connect with Joyce in the links below so you can learn some healthy revelations and how not to go bananas.